Hi there, I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I'm a soul sculptor. I help you break the mold of past trauma and heartbreak so that you can have the amazing life and business of your dreams. Today I want to talk to you about perspective. Perspective is the way that we look at something. And it has been said, I think it was Wayne Dyer that said it, that if you change the way you look at something, the way you look at it changes. And scientifically, it has been proven that even light in an experiment changes its behavior when someone is looking on. And so our perspective is the way we look at things. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Let's say that you are an only child. And so your perspective is, in a family with an only child, that's a small family. And when you look at someone that has 7 children in their family, you may say, wow, what a big family. But there are some families that have 12 children or 13 children. So you see, your perspective being from an only child going to one of 13, vastly different. Here's another one. Maybe you grew up with a family with parents that are tall, maybe 6 foot something each, and everyone in the family is above 6 feet. And there could be another family where they consider anything over 5'6" tall because they are all less than 5'6". So what we look at comes from our perspective, our filter, the way we see things with our eyes. And I'm going to give you another example. So, as a child, when you're, say, 9 or 10, and you see someone that's 14, wow, you're all grown up, you're a teenager, wow. But when we get older, let's say we're on the other side of 70, and we look back at people that are 35 or 40, we see them as a young person. So it depends on the way we view things. Our perspective comes from the filters that we have. I have been living in California, sunny California. I lived in the desert. For 8 years, I lived in the desert. Then I moved to Ojai, which was closer to the beach near Santa Barbara. And there was ocean and a valley and mountains, but a lot of heat. So for 9 years, I lived in a place that was sunny and hot. And then recently in July, the beginning of June, late June actually, I moved to Colorado. And Colorado in the summertime is quite hot. Maybe not quite as hot as the desert of California, where it could get up to 110, 114, or even greater, but Colorado can be hot. So recently, we've had cold weather here, and I have to say that my attitude about the cold weather, I didn't have snow tires on my car, and although I grew up in Canada, it's been many years since I've driven in snow. And so my perspective about the cold weather coming was negative. I was dreading the cold. I was dreading the snow until I shifted my perspective. I decided when I was out in the 7-degree temperatures where the snow was all over, I decided, let me see the beauty in this situation. Let me see how I can find a positive aspect to this. Well, there's that Wim Hof, and he uses cold in the shower, cold water, dipping into cold water can really shift your perspective. It awakens you, it enlivens you. It cures depression, did you know, and anxiety. And so I started to look at this cold and the snow from a different perspective. Let me see the beauty in it. And my perspective, when that shifted, I was getting joyful about the snow. Instead of dreading it, it was a joy. Instead of it being a bother, a pain in my butt, it became a pleasurable experience because I went outside with a different attitude. I dressed for the temperatures instead of being ill prepared. I was prepared. You know, think about it this way. When we are prepared for a situation, we can enjoy it. If our clothing is inappropriate, let's just say we're wearing an overcoat and mittens and a hat, and we're out in the Arizona desert in Death Valley, and it's 120 degrees out there, we're going to be sweating buckets. But if we're wearing, you know, a big brimmed hat, sunscreen, we've got ample water, we're wearing maybe a t-shirt and shorts, we can perhaps enjoy it better. So what I'm saying is, no matter what is going on in the world, find a way to shift your perspective, because we can get bogged down in the darkness, in the negativity, in the dread. Oh my God, you know, whether it's the focus of a party, government election, or whether it's a disease, pestilence, weather, it doesn't matter if we have the right attitude. And the way we get the right attitude is by using our noggin for good instead of bringing ourselves down. Because when we complain about something, whether it's the weather, whether it's politics, whether it's health or disease, or whoever's monitoring us, if we complain even about our partners, our spouse, our children, if we complain, all we're going to see is the negative. And so shifting our perspective and looking at it from a positive aspect, how can I see this from with the eyes of love? How can I see this as a gift to me instead of a problem? How can I see what is going on for me right now as something that can enliven me, encourage me, cause me to grow exponentially? How can I rise up to another level by changing my perspective? So when we start asking the right questions, and that's the key, it's all about our mind. Our mind is something that can be used for good or evil. It can be used for light or dark. Our minds are amazing, and we can shift on a dime when we decide, I'm going to see the beauty in this. I'm going to see this for the benefit of me. I know the universe is always working for my highest and best good. Even the fires can be viewed as something positive because they're shifting the vibration of the planet, getting rid of the dead wood so that new can come in. How we view something can change the way we see it, the way we feel it, the way we enjoy life, the way we enjoy getting up in the morning. You know, for someone who is depressed and has a hard time even getting out of bed, getting dressed could be a big event. Where someone who does mountain climbing on a regular basis, they may look at somebody that is depressed and go, is that all you did today? It's all a matter of perspective. Something small for someone who's got huge challenges, that could be a tremendous event. So we have got to pull back on the judgment, let it go, and see with eyes of love, see from the higher perspective, find the silver lining, the beauty and the love in each moment. And when we do, everything shifts. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I invite you to go to my YouTube channel and select, subscribe. I have so many different videos on there. I've got my radio shows from SOS. If you've been missing those, they're on YouTube. My last one was Navigating Narcissism, and I have several on healing your relationship with your mom. but going back, there's some really great ones. I hope that you'll enjoy them. Do subscribe to my channel, and if you enjoyed this, share it with a friend. I love it that you're here with me, and if you have a question, something you'd like me to create a video for, just post below. I like this video, but could you do one on the subject of relationships, or on complaining versus finding the silver lining, or could you do something on depression? So whatever it is that you'd like me to focus on, post it below. I love what you do. I love that you're here. Thank you so much for being here, and sending you lots of love today.